Animals sometimes sacrifice their own lives for strangers, shattering the survival of the fittest myth. And the number one act is something almost nobody guesses, so stay tuned until we count down to the ultimate surprise. Remarkably, a herd of African elephants once formed a protective circle around an orphaned rhino calf during a drought, shielding it from predators and the scorching heat. Researchers observed the elephants staying close, using their massive bodies as a barrier while the calf drank from a hidden waterhole. This behavior suggests a level of interspecies empathy that challenges the idea that large mammals only look out for their own kind. The elephants even altered their migration path to stay near the vulnerable youngster, risking exposure to poachers themselves. Such cross-species guardianship hints at complex social cognition and a willingness to assist when another animal's survival is at stake. Up next, we dive into a marine rescue that showcases an even more daring leap of faith.
Surprisingly, bottlenose dolphins have been recorded forming protective formations around humans when sharks approach, using coordinated leaps and body blocks to deter the predator. In several documented incidents along coastal beaches, the dolphins position themselves between swimmers and the shark, emitting high-frequency clicks that appear to confuse or intimidate the attacker. Eyewitnesses describe the dolphins' behavior as intentional and persistent, often staying until the shark retreats. Scientists believe this may stem from the dolphins' innate drive to protect members of their social group, extending that instinct to unfamiliar humans who share the water. While the exact motivation remains debated, the consistent pattern of intervention suggests a deep-rooted sense of communal safety. And if you thought that was impressive, the next story involves a primate that risks its own life for a stranger.
Incredible, vervet monkeys emit distinct alarm calls that warn not only their own troops, but also nearby species about approaching eagles, leopards, or snakes. Field studies in East Africa recorded these primates sounding specific vocalizations for each predator type, and neighboring baboons or antelopes have been observed reacting to the warnings, fleeing to safety. The monkeys do not gain direct benefit, they expose themselves to danger by vocalizing loudly, yet the act persists across generations. Researchers suggest that this altruistic signaling may have evolved because groups that collectively respond to threats have higher overall survival, indirectly benefiting the caller's kin. The pattern shows that even small mammals can act beyond self-interest, fostering a community of mutual vigilance. But the altruism doesn't stop with primates. The next animal shares food with strangers in a way that seems almost human.
Few people know that meerkat mobs will deliberately bring food to injured or sick members, even if it means foregoing their own meals. Observations in the Kalahari reveal individuals dragging captured insects back to the den and placing them near a weakened companion, sometimes waiting patiently while the sick meerkat eats. This behavior occurs despite the high competition for scarce resources, indicating a willingness to prioritize group health over personal hunger. Scientists propose that such reciprocal altruism strengthens the colony's resilience, as healthier members later reciprocate during times of need. The act also underscores the sophisticated social bonds meerkats maintain, which can include empathy-like concern. As we move up the list, we encounter a nocturnal mammal that shares its very lifeline with peers.
Hidden in the night, vampire bats have been seen regurgitating a fresh blood meal to feed roost mates that missed their feeding. When a bat returns to the cave with a full belly, it may vomit a portion of the blood into the mouth of a hungry companion, ensuring the entire colony's survival during lean periods. This reciprocal donation is not random. Bats that receive aid are more likely to return the favor later, creating a social safety net. Researchers estimate that up to 20% of meals are shared in this manner, highlighting a sophisticated system of mutual support. The behavior challenges the perception of these creatures as purely parasitic, revealing a complex balance of give and take. Up next, a tiny insect demonstrates rescue tactics that will astonish you.
Scientists have documented certain ant species lifting and transporting injured nestmates back to the nest, even when the wounded individual cannot walk. In a rainforest study, workers located a damaged ant on the leaf litter, grasped its abdomen, and carried it up the vertical surface to the safety of the colony's tunnels. The rescued ant receives care, including feeding and grooming, before rejoining the workforce. This altruistic rescue appears to be driven by chemical signals emitted by the injured ant, prompting a rapid response from nearby workers. While some argue the behavior may serve colony efficiency, the willingness to risk exposure for a non-functional member suggests a deeper social commitment. The next entry involves a great ape that adopts a baby from another species, defying expectations of primate parental instincts.
Deep beneath the Bornean canopy, orphaned orangutan infants have been taken in by unrelated adult females, who nurse, protect, and teach them survival skills. Field researchers observed a mature female caring for a baby whose mother had been killed, sharing her own food sources, and even responding to the infant's distress calls. This nurturing behavior persists despite the high energetic cost of raising a non-related offspring, suggesting that strong maternal instincts can extend beyond genetic ties. Some scientists propose that such adoption may increase the caregiver's social standing or provide future reciprocal benefits within the loosely structured orangutan community. Regardless of the exact motive, these heartwarming rescues illustrate that empathy can cross family lines in the animal kingdom. Next, we explore a primate that shares food with complete strangers, an act that seems almost altruistic beyond expectation.
Imagine a bonobo handing a ripe mango to a stranger from a neighboring group, even though food is scarce. In several documented cases, bonobos have been observed offering fruit and meat to unrelated individuals, sometimes during tense intergroup encounters. The act often follows a display of social play or grooming, suggesting a strategic use of generosity to reduce aggression and build alliances. Researchers note that such prosocial behavior may enhance group cohesion and lower the likelihood of violent clashes, ultimately benefiting the giver by creating a more stable environment. While the exact evolutionary drivers are still debated, the willingness to share valuable resources without immediate payoff challenges the strict competition model of natural selection. Up next, we reveal the most astonishing act of interspecies assistance recorded in the ocean.
Unbelievably, killer whales have been filmed supporting injured pod members by lifting them toward the surface and protecting them from predators. In one striking incident, an orca helped a stranded dolphin calf by nudging it toward deeper water, preventing it from being attacked by sharks. The whales also surround sick or wounded individuals, creating a barrier that reduces stress and aids breathing. Such coordinated assistance requires advanced communication and a deep sense of group solidarity, traits once thought exclusive to humans. Scientists suggest that these protective actions reinforce social bonds, ensuring the pod's overall fitness. While this may seem extraordinary, the top spot belongs to an animal whose self-sacrifice is perhaps the most dramatic of all.
Finally, during an unprecedented flood in Tanzania, a herd of African elephants created a massive, protective circle around a group of water-struggling antelope calves, using their bodies to form a living dam that slowed the water flow. The elephants stood shoulder to shoulder, allowing the smaller animals to climb onto their backs and be carried to safety. Witnesses reported that the elephants maintained the formation for hours, despite the exhausting conditions and the risk of being swept away themselves. Conservationists believe this act stemmed from a deep-rooted empathy and a recognition of shared vulnerability among species. This extraordinary rescue not only saved dozens of lives but also redefined our understanding of animal compassion, proving that altruism can transcend even the boundaries of species.
We've just uncovered 10 astonishing examples of animal altruism that turn the classic survival narrative on its head, showing that compassion can thrive in the wild. If you enjoyed these mind-blowing stories, hit subscribe so you never miss the next list of nature's most extraordinary secrets, released every week. Let me know in the comments which altruistic act left you speechless. I love hearing your thoughts. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up to help more people discover the wonders of the animal kingdom. Thanks for watching.